W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of The Trillion Dollar Conman, the astonishing true story of the most audacious fraud in sport, by Ben Robinson, narrated by Alan Turton. Author's note. As a child, I was incredibly lucky to have a dad who spent his every waking hour doing whatever he could to provide my sister and me with the very best start in life, guiding us through homework he may barely have understood himself, endlessly ferrying us round to whatever hobby had found favour, all the while encouraging us to do our best and follow our dreams. It was his life's ambition to set us on the path to a bright start and happy future, which makes it all the more unfathomable that he failed to stage an intervention to prevent me joining him on the terraces at Notts County FC. Growing up, I was obsessed with football and could boast some standout attributes that I fully expected would carry me all the way into Notts County's first team, namely bags of enthusiasm and a head full of dreams, which unfortunately couldn't be supplemented with anything resembling talent. I should have known from the start those dreams would never be fulfilled. I'm sure my dad knew it, but he wasn't about to burst his son's bubble. Counterintuitively, it was actually going to watch Notts County that kept my hopes alive far longer than they should have done. On so many occasions I sat watching Notts defenders pick up a loose ball and hoof it long into the vague direction of our labouring strikers, who may or may not have been able to bring it under control, before it was launched back the other way again, and repeat. Even I could manage this, I thought, and I genuinely believed it. It was a cruelty, really. That's not to say things had always been this bleak. We'd had great teams, famous teams playing exciting, attacking football in front of packed crowds. It's just that for much of the time I'd supported Notts, the club had been in a particularly prolonged barren spell from which it felt like there was no escape. Then, in the summer of 2009, the club was so dramatically shaken from its malaise that the most outlandish and improbable footballing fantasies were now ours to savour. What followed was a year so exciting, exhilarating, bizarre and troubling that it must surely stand alone in the history of British sport. I lived through this incredible season as a supporter on the terraces. At the same time, I was a trainee.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?